Good morning, everybody. This is the morning show with Greg, special hungover edition. Last night was late. Later, probably the latest night I've had this entire quarantine. We had a party for my cousin who I'm staying with, and we watched a Grateful Dead concert from the beginning to the end, a 4-hour concert. So I was up till midnight and drinking and eating a bunch of cupcakes that my cousin's daughter made, and oh man, I'm on such a mostly sugar hangover. I had like a glass of wine and 2 margaritas, but that's over the course of like 6 hours, so I wouldn't really be hungover from that. So we have a different drink regimen this morning. By the way, how are we on Facebook and everything? I should check these numbers, make sure that people are actually able to log on from all the places. Facebook world, you there? I see. Okay, we got Weekly Piano World. Hey guys, what up, everybody? Maybe I'll look at the Facebook world from my phone just to make sure. Oh yeah. Oh man, I've got a treat for you about a memory that Facebook just showed me with Rustlin. Oh, I hope that comes back. That better come back. Hey, yeah, okay, Sally Spiro liked the stream. My mama's on it. That's interesting. So, Mom, are you watching from my Facebook? Because I'm not seeing I'm not seeing the Facebook chats, but I think, yep, there are some people in there. It is, yeah, Facebook is happening. I just don't see comments. So somebody on Facebook, comment, say something. Say something. Rob Carter says they only played one song. That's funny. Funny. The Grateful Dead, that's such an interesting phenomenon. I mean, this was Dead and Company. We watched the video of the Cancun show with John Mayer, who's great, by the way. I love John Mayer. And people get all fussy about him and it's snooty like jazz mentality and all this shit, but John Mayer's awesome. He's a very musical guitarist, and he is very his voice is beautiful, his songs are great. Love me some John Mayer. Maybe no, actually we can't listen to some John Mayer. All right, cool. We have Facebook World here. Thanks, Facebook World, for tuning in. Oh, beautiful. Good morning, Ray. Good morning, Gabe. Good morning, everybody. Okay, I want to show you some fun stuff. So, let's see, where should I do this? From the computer or from the... I'll show from my phone. I just have to find it. So, I'm going to do a search for my memories and pull up a memory. My memories. My memories today. Oh, memories, Facebook shortcut. Okay. Yeah. Wait, is that? That's it. Okay, just wait. I think that's it. Is that Rustlin? Okay, we're gonna go down memory lane right now, everybody. All right, you're on Facebook, Mom, and the alert worked for some reason. That's awesome. That's really, maybe Streamlabs is getting their shit together. See, when you're 35 years old, you can say shit in front of your mom, and it's okay, because everybody uses these words. All right, we're going to mirror the screen to Greg's MacBook Pro, which is not on there because I have to turn on Air Server. That's weird. Where's Greg's MacBook Pro? Turn on Air Server. I was just on the phone. I was on a Zoom call with Rustlin and Simon Rentner, who are joining us later today at 8:30, and we were just laughing, or they were laughing at me rather, about how sort of, I guess, narcissistic this journey is, because I'm doing it at a time early in the morning when it's very unlikely that a ton of people are gonna be up and watching. Hey, what's up? Oran's here. See? Some people watch. Whereas I could potentially get many more viewers if I did it later. But if I did it later, I would not have the motivation to wake up. And that's part of my reason for doing this. Here, computer name, Greg's MacBook. That's what we're calling it, Greg's MacBook. And now that should work. Or not. Oh, we're not on the same network, that's why. Uh-oh, I'm on the guest network. Okay, well. And I'm going to troubleshoot this as we're on. But yeah, so it's kind of funny. Oh, and see, it's afternoon. You know what this is doing? By the way, I have to switch Wi-Fi networks. This might get glitchy for a second. But what this is doing is, all right, are we good? Are we good, Angela, on the Angela network? What this is doing is it's aggregating viewers from all over the world. That's what it's doing. So my getting up early means it's going to reach people in Italy. Oh, are we? And we're delayed in that top camera again, aren't we? Clap. Oh, that stupid camera. I'm just going to leave it. Whatever. You can see my face, right? The face, the face part is fine. So you'll just see a delay in this. I don't really care. Do you care? Let me know if you care, and then I'll like log off and fix it. It'll take 2 seconds, but it has to restart the stream, and then all the people leave, and here. All right, so that's working now. I'm going to show you my phone. Here's my phone. You guys don't care about the delay on the upper camera. See? Yeah, James Lamb doesn't care. Oh, God, I'm so sick to my stomach right now. Man, that's the thing about doing a every single day live thing is even when you're hungover, you have to go on. I'm getting some. But you know what? That's what it is. So, okay, Pajama Jams. Woo! All right, check this out. That's rustling over there. We're going to watch this. Oh, okay, we need audio. No. Okay, you're not hearing the audio, are you? Oh, I know what I have to do. These were parties at my old studio. Now to make that audio go, to record from... Ooh, there it is. There's one part specifically when this, I think it was when this came in. So, oh yeah. So check it out. This is... audio, right? Okay, so this, oh, you know what's funny? Jesse Hansen was on this comment. Oh wait, did you comment that just now or did you comment that years ago? I think that was years ago because this was 2008. When we did this. Oh, these were such fun parties. Man, I will do it again. I swear to God, I'll do it again. I just have to make the Tiny Room series cash flow positive, which means getting it picked up by a network, which is what I'm working on right now. And then I'll have the liquid funds to host these parties again, because it was such a great. I did it like every week for a period of time. I would have a pajama party where I literally made everybody wear pajamas. They couldn't come in unless they wore pajamas. I don't know if this was, are they in pajamas? This might have been before I got really strict with it. That's Solomon Dorsey, by the way, everybody. At some point I'll release the audio from these. Oh, you just commented now, Jesse Hansen. That's funny. Okay, cool. Woo. So, for those of you who haven't heard of Solomon Dorsey, for those of you who have, I want to hear about it in the. How's the audio mix, by the way? I feel like it's pretty good. You can kind of hear what's going on in the music, and then also hear my voice. I've got it mixed impeccably right now in Ableton. Impeccably, the best mix you've ever heard. I'm just kidding. Guess what I'm. Oh, Ableton glitched. It's okay. Yeah, this was pre like full on pajama parties. Some people you'll see. Whew. Okay. I'm definitely overloading my computer, but that's fine that I'm doing that, because I'm going to change my computer and I'm going to host this show on my new computer, which is going to happen in the next couple days, probably today, because obviously I'm overloading it. Let's see if it can continue here. I'm routing so many things into so many things within this computer. This poor little guy. This is a tiny MacBook Pro I got for my assistant 2 years ago to use, it's like 256 gigabytes of memory and, like 8 gigabytes of RAM or some shit like that. It's a 13-inch MacBook Pro, but I'm gonna upgrade to I just got a new one that's much better. It looks like those alerts are what's glitching this out a little bit. It's weird. But hey, let's see if this works. Yeah, maybe not. I mean, they're... Okay. There it goes. We're good. Yeah, just bear with the chops with me. And that's Chesley Allen on drums. He, at least at the time, I don't know if he still is, but he was touring with Meghan Trainor. Oh man, the people who came to these parties. Just wait for the next generation of these parties. If you're in LA, you're gonna want to come to these. There's Bill Overton commenting on this. I don't know if those comments are coming from right now or coming from before. Bill is the notorious troll on all of my stuff. Every single thing he'll comment something that I can't tell if he's trying to be condescending or funny or actually admiring. It's really hard to tell with people like that. So I just let him do his thing. He's commenting at least. Gabriel wants me to play instead of... What if I played along to the video? Hey look, that's me over there. I'm in my robe. So this was the pajama party. Oh yeah, this is undoubtedly glitching out my answer. How funny. Yeah, so when I do that, it's synced. Because I'm just listening to shit. Woo! Okay, listen to Russell now. I'm not gonna play because my piano stopped working, but just listen to Russell's. I made him teach me this shit, and I'm still trying to work on it. Listen to those parallel voices. I can listen to this all day. I'm gonna put out a beat record of just chopping these things up. Oh, that robe. I haven't worn that robe in a long time. Richard Wagner? What about me and Richard Wagner? I don't get it. Okay, I'll stop indulging myself. Oh, but wait, there's a part later where apparently it gets more people engaged. Is this working yet? Piano still isn't working. Well, here, check this out. Let's just see what happens when it gets to that spike over there, okay? Let's just see. Cheese is Chesley, by the way. That's what they called Chesley Allen. Oh, I think maybe it's a drum solo here or something. And maybe it's just not gonna work. Ooh, there it is. Interesting. Ooh, Solomon. Solomon Dorsey is one of my favorite bass players in the world.
Oh, it's still going?
Oh, those are some fun times. Oh man. I don't understand why this is the part where where people are tuning in more. We're just talking.
Take two. 1, 2.
Yeah, this is like the end of it. Maybe we do something embarrassing. Let's pause it in case that's the case. This is online. It's public information if anybody needs to go and see if we did anything embarrassing, which it was live streamed and it was a pajama party, so I guarantee you there were embarrassing things. Anyway, I'm gonna unsync my phone because I think that was what was putting my computer over the edge. Bye-bye, phone. Back to the opening scene with my wonderfully delayed, probably overhead camera. Yep, nicely delayed, exactly how I like it. And in 4 minutes, we're gonna invite onto a Zoom call Russell and Sirota, who you were just watching. But before that happens, I need to get my contact system working. Oh, this is funny though. All right. Well, you're gonna hear a little bit of nothingness. Stay on the stream, but you're gonna hear a little bit of nothingness as I restart Ableton. The stream won't go away. But I'm just doing a couple things. I saved it. Okay, and now I'm just gonna close. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Anybody know what song I was just humming while Ableton was logging back up? And now we have piano. Bet you can't guess. Tristan and Isolde. Isolde. I can't play Tristan and Isolde. Why would I be able to play that? That's like, I mean, maybe if I really knew it. I'm so far from a classical pianist. I can play a little bit like some Chopin. That's what it is. What the hell's that? That's what. Man, my mom's gonna kill me for this. That part. Chopin, and then it goes to major. And the next part I don't really know, but that's perfect timing because it's 8:30, and we are going to go on to call Roslyn and Simon. I'm gonna just make a new meeting here and invite them to join this meeting. Get back. I need some what is it? Some like downtime music. I need to get Girl from Ipanema to be able to play. Maybe I'll make my own downtime music. Well, I'm emailing them this link. No, I can't do it. Okay. No, no, that's All right, so just gonna email them this link real quick, and then we're gonna get Simon Rentner. So Simon is one of the hosts of a show on WBGO, and then he has his own show called Checkout, which you should absolutely check out. Just got that. It's sorry guys, this email's taking a minute to load for me to send this. And Ruslan Sirota is an incredible pianist who I've known for 8 years now, something like that, maybe more actually. I think I met him when I first came to LA. Not even to, I think I was just visiting, one of the first visits that I had. And I went and we had talked on Facebook before that, but then we met when he was playing with Stanley Clarke. I remember being so inspired, just immediately inspired. and yeah, we hit it off and just became good friends after that. Man, I need to figure out this invite thing. Oh, I know what I can do. If I just email through, I guess that's just going to open Gmail anyway. If I email through the app. Okay. Well, I'll play for you while the computer is trying to do what it does. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Okay. Ruslan and Simon. And sending. Okay. Oh, message. It could be. Oh, come on. All right. Ruslan and Simon. That should be in your inbox right now. Let me know in this chat if it's not. Just double checking to make sure this sent. Isn't this a smooth show, everybody? I'm basically Stephen Colbert right now. I'm so funny. Look at me. I'm so funny. I do crack myself up sometimes. All right, so Simon and Ruslan, that link should be in there. There's Ruslan. Okay. The party's getting started, everybody. Party's getting started. There's Ruslan. Yo! What up?
Do I start stripping? Or what's happening?
Oh God, you're in your bed? Oh no.
Well, I mean, you told me it was going to be... Wait, am I in the right Zoom meeting? Hold on. 1 second. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. It's so embarrassing. Sorry. I mean, look.
You don't know, Ruslan, we were supposed to have our bedtime
there's no
chat.
work positions anymore. I have to resort to other means.
Very good. Very good.
Oh my God.
Oh wait, hey, you know what's good? I think the Zoom. I guess I have to select the other. Everybody was able to hear you, but they weren't able to see you. So now they can see you. So yeah, we're now. Andy's still in his bed. All right. Well, anyway, this is Ruslan Sirota, everybody.
Hey guys. I mean, I was going through this whole other stripping Zoom thing, but I ended up here. You know. So, well, luckily you weren't able to see me because I made quite a grand entrance.
Well, yeah, it's Ruslan, you'll have to let me know where that Zoom meeting is after this one.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah, think about all the amazing things that are happening on the internet right now.
I know. A lot of people are going live, and a lot of I'm really curious about the spark of sort of innovation this is going to create, because this will have an influence, you know, on how people do a lot of things.
Oh yeah, yeah. The things that we're doing now are not going away. Case in point, I'm going to keep doing this So I'm like, this setup that I've built for this, 100% I'm going to keep using it for stuff.
Absolutely.
Maybe
Absolutely.
not a quarantine show, but something.
Let's hope not. God, let's hope that whole thing ends pretty soon.
Hey, we don't know how long it'll take. We don't know how long it'll take, man. Don't underestimate the power of biology.
That's right. That's right. No, I know. It's gonna be. I'm assuming most of your audience is musicians. Yes.
Yeah, mostly. And musicians, and then like friends and family and
Got
people
it.
who love to make fun of me. You know?
Yeah. Well, the thing to confront, I think, the thing to confront for us musicians is that even if they start, loosening the tight sort of stay-at-home thing across the country,
Mm-hmm.
the very last thing that's going to come back to normal
Mm-hmm.
is any sort of public events,
Mm-hmm.
which is what we do.
It was our entire living because first, it's kind of ironic for like what musicians are like the I mean I don't want to make this
You're kind of frozen. I hope the guys and gals can see you. You kind of froze on my screen.
Oh, did I freeze for you? Yeah, actually they can still see me. I'm looking at the live feed.
You guys see me?
I see Simon. What's up, Simon?
Okay. What's up, y'all?
So like I just was about to make an analogy. The modern musicians are sort of like the Jews of history. Like,
Yeah.
like we just keep getting like fucked in one way or another. And
Yep.
like the first thing that happened to the to like in the past, how long was it? 15 years ago or something like that, when like data ended up becoming pretty much free, and there was the whole Napster thing, and then the main revenue for musicians was selling records before that, and then that just got completely annihilated, and that all went to the technology interests.
Yeah.
And now, and so we were like, oh man, you know what? This is looking up. We're gonna make it because we got this touring thing, and people are going out to live shows, and that's getting bigger, and people want
That's
an
right.
exciting experience. And then like, whoops.
And now this is gone. And now touring is gone. Like, even when they start releasing sort of, relaxing the regulations, okay, kids can go back to school. Like, you can rest assured that football games, baseball games, concerts,
Mm-hmm.
and all that, at least until there is a vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how are you going to responsibly say, okay, guys, you can go and congregate, by the 1,000 again? Like, how are you going to do that without a vaccine, even if you squash the curve and whatnot?
Even if going to a concert means you have a 1% chance of catching a deadly virus.
Who's going to go?
Yeah.
So for musicians, this means, we're waiting for this whole thing to start, relaxing the regulations, to start relaxing, we can go leave home. But that whole relaxing the regulations thing, it means nothing for us, because it's not like when they're going to send the kids to school where people can go work in their offices. It's like, okay, musicians can go play gigs again. Hell no. Hell no.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any kind of, I mean, eventually, of course, yes, but like not. That's not on the horizon. That's about the last thing. Football games, baseball games, big concerts, tours. That has to be on sort of the later things.
So
to
just
relax.
a question for both of you then: how much of your just your revenue for your careers come in through playing gigs, like a year? What's the percentage?
I would say in the last 2 years, I mean, with me, it's kind of funny how I go. When I'm single, I tour a lot. when I have a reason to stay home. So let's just say
It's
that
kind of
I've been on
like
the road
Greg's
quite a
morning
bit.
show. You just toured, for chicks. You have ulterior motives.
I mean, I wish that were my
No.
motivation
You
for the
know
morning
what?
show.
It's not even that.
I don't think this is gonna get.
It usually starts when I have a really bad breakup, and I need to get out of town.
Totally. It makes it easier
It's
to
not
distract.
even like we're for chicks. It's worse.
So
It's like, God, I
it's
gotta go.
escape.
I gotta leave. so the past couple of years, back to your question, hopefully, I've been touring quite a bit because, well, you know, uh, I used to do a little more stuff in town a couple of years ago. Now I've been on the road a lot these past 2 years with everyone. How about you, Greg?
I would say my income is such a weird mix of things. I'll get paid for production, and that pays really well when I choose to do it. But I just
Production
don't.
meaning engineering, like audio engineering?
No,
Or what do you mean by
no,
production?
like producing somebody's record.
Okay.
Like my rates are very high for that because I don't really. I mean, I love doing it, but it's like the last thing I want to do with my time because I don't get anything personally out of it except for just the satisfaction of creating something for somebody else.
Can you just tell us what being a producer for even an album in 2020 even means today? What does that even mean? What does that job entail?
Okay, so for me, it's different than most people because for a general producer in 2020, it's like you have a good ear, a good compositional sense if you're good, which most of them aren't. But if you're actually good, you have a good ear and a good compositional sense, and you can take a song and turn it into something that people want to listen to using all of the tropes of modern music in addition to a sensibility of what good music actually is on a deeper level. And so you create this landscape of beats and textures and then have the vocalist sing and then produce the music, right? But
Okay, so you're essentially getting all the music together, arranging it, putting all the bells and whistles on it, and then submitting it to the featured artist.
essentially, but you're doing it with the featured artist because it's a
Unfortunately.
sometimes, oh yes, sometimes unfortunately. Sometimes
It's a collaborative effort.
it's a
You're sort of
collaborative it's a collaborative effort.
you're like writing jokes for Colbert, sort of. And
Yeah.
Colbert's like, I don't like that joke.
I guess, except for the difference is Colbert, I would say, is actually a genius, and he's the best at what he's doing in the group of people that he's working with. Whereas with pop artists, they're often the worst at what they're doing. Like,
Okay, so that's the first thing when you say you're a producer. That mainly is targeted toward pop artists typically. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like
When I'm
jazz.
producing,
you're not
I mean-
producing any jazz records.
well, I
sort of.
would, except for jazz artists don't have any money.
Exactly.
Well, I produced about 2 albums a year,
Okay.
and I try to stick with instrumental artists because it's just like I can't afford the hours of therapy I'm going to need if I'm going to have to deal with someone. If someone is really good and experienced and like really dope, they're probably not going to come to me for pop production because I'm not a pop producer by trade. I don't have that reputation. And if they're not experienced and they're just kind of learning and they want to pay me to help them learn on their pop journey, it's going to be such a fucking nightmare that I'm going to want to kill myself and never do anything.
I feel you. I mean, I'm in a particularly lucky position in that way because of my tenure with Halsey. So I have some really great young artists who have come to me and said like, "Hey, I love what you've done in the past, and I want you to work with me and like help me figure out my shit." But that's where I'm not actually a traditional producer in that way. I do all of that stuff that I was just talking about, but one of the biggest value adds that I give to people is knowing what the trajectory looks like from start to finish. Because when I started with Halsey, our first show was to 80 people. There was nobody. She just got signed to Capitol Records, and then I saw it through with the team. Of course, I had I had a small role in it, but I was there for the whole thing. And so going through that journey gave me an understanding of like aspects of the pop world that I think most people don't really get to see and don't understand. And luckily I was able to get through the entire tenure without signing a non-disclosure agreement, so I can use everything that I learned in order to help other people now. I'm helping some other pop artists and some great young pop artists come with that aspect of. When I say that aspect, like all aspects of their careers, and that's what I'm able to charge a decent amount of money for, which is why I'm able to actually justify spending the time on it and doing.
So, what
that.
percentage of your income is that? Would you say?
I mean,
yearly.
That's still small because I maybe do one of those a year, honestly.
Okay.
So I'd say maybe that's like 5 or 10%. The rest of it is touring. Or was touring.
So gigging.
Gigging.
So it's like 70. What do you say? 75%, 80%. To go back to the original question.
Over my past year, yes. About 75% was probably gigging, I would say. Russell, what about you?
And so, as a musician, are you thinking, okay, this is 80% of my salary that I'm not gonna have in the next year? Starting.
Well, no,
now.
because I can do other shit.
Okay.
I can just take on more. I've got generally too much demand in these different factions of things that I'm doing, that I'm turning down a lot of it in the first place. So I can just choose to do other things with my time. I don't like doing those things as much as I like touring and playing jazz music, because there's a soul-fulfilling, enriching thing to doing that. It feels like my life's purpose is to tour the world and play piano. And I want to do more of that when I can, but definitely getting in touch with the with the change that's happening now. It's not. I wouldn't wish for this change to happen in the landscape. It's not like a happy change for me, but it's definitely a dealable change for me. It's more difficult for other artists who have put all their eggs in one basket, and that basket is touring.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, yeah. Well, just another question, totally off the topic, Greg. But how many Adidas tracksuits do you own?
Just one. I'm very.
So you do laundry every day? Is that what's going on?
Nothing yet.
Remember he was talking about all these other options.
Well, once I get more than 2 viewers at a time, then I will, then maybe they'll throw me some money. But until then, you guys are my 2 viewers right now. So.
Oh, I see.
If you guys go out, if the 2 of you go out and buy Adidas tracksuits, wouldn't that be funny if actually nobody was watching right now? Because you can't see the numbers. Only I can see the numbers. What if I just did that?
Everybody's gone. Everyone's just like, this is.
Oh, so wait, are you saying people are actually watching?
I don't know. Are they? Are you guys watching? We are getting some comments. I'm trying to not get distracted by the comments. Most of them are coming from the Weekly Piano channel, by the way. Ruslan, you're very popular with my Weekly Piano channel because of the videos that we've done together, where you make a fool of me constantly by playing so amazingly.
Oh, please. Oh, please. That was fun. We should do some more.
Yeah, we should, man. We will. Well, now that we have some time on our hands, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We have to sit 6 feet apart. We get,
Yeah, I know.
We're going to play 6 feet apart.
6 feet apart. 6 feet apart from the computer?
From the computer, right.
We have, I have to change where that thing appears. That's funny. That's going to appear right over my face. There we go. Okay. Hey, Manuel says hi, by the way.
Yo.
Oh, man. I've got to fix that sound, too. That's a weird...
Ruslan, you're based in LA, too?
I am, yeah, man. I'm in Los Angeles.
Okay. Very good.
You're in New York, right?
Well, currently in Oregon, but yes.
Oh, right on. Good call, actually.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, by the way, this is Simon Rentner. And Simon...
Hi,
what?
I said hi, everybody.
Oh, he says hi, everybody. And Simon is a radio host. He's on the station WBGO in New York, or New Jersey, sorry, but it's like the Jazz New York radio station.
New York.
Yeah.
Transmitters in Times Square.
Oh, nice. I didn't even know that.
But more importantly, I host and produce a podcast, which I try to put out there more, and I have more listeners around the world probably than in New York City specifically.
Nice. Yeah, and that's called a checkout. His podcast is
Yep.
called The Checkout. What's the website address for that? I'll type it to the.
Check out jazz.org.
Nice. Check out
It's a sign of the time. It's a
jazz.org.
sign of the times when a radio host says, "But more importantly, I host a podcast."
Right?
Sign of the times.
Yeah.
That's how. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
You know.
So latest couple of guests on my show. I did a show with Tana Alexa, the singer, who just released an album, Ona, and is one of the producers of the Live from Our Living Rooms festival, which may be the first exclusively digital-only music festival intended to raise money for musicians in need during this difficult time period. And from, it was really a fascinating experiment. If anybody that didn't get a chance to see any of the performances, they vary in quality, I have to say. Some are amazing, some are not so good. I'm not going to name names, but live from our livingrooms.com is the URL, and they're just doing an amazing thing. 100% of the tax deductible proceeds will go to $500 grants to musicians in need that apply for the grants, and they raised a ton of money. So
nice.
Kudos to them, and to everyone putting it together.
What's the
no better time than now?
Yeah. What'd you say? What's the charitable organization that they go through? What's the 501c3? Do you know?
Oh, it's the Music Works, the sort of classical.
Nice.
They like sort of are making classical music cool, I think. I can't remember the guy's name that does it, but
all right, cool.
Anyway,
classical music. Classical music was cool at a point. It was the only.
Right.
It was the only thing at a point.
Right. It was the only game in town.
Yeah.
Except they didn't even call it classical music. It was just music.
Yes.
That was the music that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, did you hear that Strauss waltz? That shit was banging.
That shit was killing, man.
Man, I was dancing my ass off to that waltz.
Yep, that's right. You know what's funny is back then, they actually had like the populist composers who all the ladies liked, and all the musicians said, that's crap.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it was always like that. There's another book. God, I forgot. Brenton Marsalis talks about this book. Oh, I forgot. There's a book of quotes of classical composers giving quotes about each other.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
If you've ever wanted to read some filth, dirt, black hate that genius classical composers say about other genius classical composers.
Wow.
Oh man, I got a Brentford. You brought it up in some interview. It's a book you can buy. It's like $12. Something you can buy it on Amazon.
Uh-huh.
It's
Amazing.
a book of quotes of like So make
I'll
it cool
love to
again.
see
By all
that. I
means.
think you told me some of the quotes from that book at some point. That's,
Yeah.
It puts it in
It's
perspective.
hilarious.
It makes you realize like the people who are shit talking each other right now. It's like you expect it. People get all devastated when they get some
each other's face. I mean, that's what it really comes down to. It's like every one of our thoughts is publicly up on Greg's morning show on Facebook. It just
Right.
automatically appears. So everyone is so cautious about just speaking completely honestly and directly. I think that has to be. We're so interconnected. We can't be honest 100% of the time. I don't know.
Unless
less hesitant.
unless you decide that's not, it's not worth it, and you just say whatever the heck you feel.
Yeah.
Well, you're a radio persona. You're gonna alienate a lot of people.
Well, yeah, there's a certain amount of diplomacy that you have to have. And
That's
I mean,
right.
it can't be Robert Glasper all the time. You know what I mean? There's just
That's what I was referring. That's what I was getting at. As
Uh-huh.
in, like, you could just decide that you're that guy, and then you don't have to worry about it. And then people
But
who
no, he
love
still
you are
has
going
to
love
worry
you.
about it, though. I mean,
Yeah.
ultimately, he still has to worry about it because it's like, where is always that line of what you can say? And I'm sure he's still making that calculation even to this day.
Right,
Mhm.
to some extent, right? You guys remember the Quincy Jones interview that he did?
Oh my God, it's the best.
That he had to like apologize for 3 weeks later.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny.
That was fun. That was fun.
Yeah. The funny thing about that was that's so I don't know how long he's been like that, but as long as I've known him, that's exactly what he like. I've known him for I think 7 years now, and even the first time that I chatted with him face to face, he said a bunch of that shit. Like,
yeah, of course.
I mean, he talked about all this shit that he saw behind the scenes, even in the Catholic Church, and in like some really weird, dark shit. And
yeah,
that's just like
I think it's kind of sort of the Robert Glasper effect is essentially the reason people do not volunteer this information is for fear of sabotaging their whole ascension to success.
Yeah.
And then when you're Robert Glasper, just what ascension exactly is he going to sabotage?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let alone Quincy fucking Jones.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're like, well, the reason I never said those
position.
things is because I didn't want to sabotage becoming more successful. And now that there is no such thing as being more successful than I already am, why don't I go ahead and say all these things? Then they do.
Yep. But then you get some people, like, for example, who's that singer, the rap artist chick who did the really, like, it's just such a terrible song that got so famous, and it's so much fun to listen to.
Not Lizzo?
No, not Lizzo. Wait, maybe it's Lizzo.
Recent?
Oh, she recent, and she's Cardi B. That's it, Cardi B.
Mm.
You know Cardi B?
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't know who Cardi B is?
She and like she took the stance of saying fuck it, but that made people compelled to her, to the point where like she did an Instagram live while she was like taking a dump, and that went viral because of what it was. It's like, who the fuck does that?
I'm not even sure I understand the Cardi B phenomenon. And, I really don't, and it's really difficult for me to understand like where her fans come from and how they are engaging with her and what it is about her that they love so much.
This could get a really dark conversation really quick if we go down that path.
Yeah, I'm still trying to understand Cardi B, seriously.
But here's the and Russell's just sitting there smiling.
I'll keep my mouth shut.
Let's just put it this way. People are in the pop world, music is background to personality.
Yeah. And
people latch on to personalities that draw their attention. And right now people's attention span is very short, and shock value is very, very important. So if you have enough shock value, you're going to get a lot of attention. And then
does that mean you're going to take a dump on your morning show, Greg?
No.
Yes.
I don't know.
That's what we're here for.
This is a slippery slope. Maybe I'll start with like, no, I don't know what I would
take a dump on your piano and then be like,
I would get really famous.
You're gonna get signed by late afternoon and go on tour.
Oh God, yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true that if I did that something like that would happen.
Set yourself on fire and see what happens next.
Yeah,
you're gonna be the next great thing in jazz.
I know. No, actually, there's a really dark truth to that. However, the thing is, you have to decide where you are in that. Because like, okay, so for me, to create shock value, it wouldn't be like taking a dump on a piano. It would be like, I don't even know what I would do. I guess I'm actually just myself right now, which is weird. I'm just not as interesting as somebody who wants to do something so crazy like light themselves on fire.
Right.
So yeah, I guess I'll never be that famous, Cardi B famous.
Well, Bertrand Russell said, one of sort of leading 20th century philosophers, he said, "Do not attempt to live without vanity, for that is impossible, but do be selective about the audience whose admiration you seek," or something to that effect. Do be choosy about the crowd whose admiration you seek.
Mm-hmm.
you'll need admiration because you can't live without vanity at all. We're all vain to some extent and want praise and success. But do be selective about who you're going to seek admiration from. And I think implied in that is what you're going to seek admiration for. I think it's also sort of built in there, right? Because if you're choosy about who's going to admire you, then you're by default choosy what it is that they're going to admire you for, because different people might admire you for different reasons, right? So you one way to be admired is, art is a global conversation, right? Entertainment, music is a global is a conversation, and as with any conversation, the level of discourse will always gravitate towards the lowest equipped participant. Suppose if three philosophers are talking, right, and a stupid homeless person walks in, he's either not going to be a part of the conversation, or everyone's going to have to go to the level of that person so that they can be included in the conversation. So in any conversation, the lowest level participant will always dictate the level, if they're a participant, right?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Right.
And now we're global, so everybody.
Right. So the global conversation, of course, that's a conversation. Pop, entertainment. So and it is, of course, not surprisingly dictated by the most likely, the entropy, the most likely state of anything is the most common state of anything is the most likely is the most common, I think. So most people will be attracted to kittens and shock value and slapstick and the things that are, not necessarily the finer things. So of course, when that conversation is being sort of lowered to the level of the participants, and most participants aren't, don't have PhD in, fine arts and philosophy, and they're not particularly discerning. The music is indeed the soundtrack to their lifestyle.
Yeah, well, and they don't even care. They have...
No, neither should they. Yeah, but it's totally understandable, of course.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They have 5 minutes to put something in their ear that distracts them from the how sucky they feel like their life is in the first place.
100%.
And
when you started playing with Halsey to 80 people, Greg, were you playing 3 chords initially, as you said once on your show? Were you always playing 3 chords with Halsey, or did that change?
Oh, at the beginning. Oh, you mean like
two later on?
Right. No, so the song structures were always the same. They were always very simple pop structures. That didn't have much harmonic shift. In fact, I would say actually, and this is abnormal in the pop world, I think, but it got a little bit more complex as it went along, because
of the Greg ingredient.
Well, partially because of the Greg ingredient. I won't deny that entirely. Every single step of the way, I was pushing for more interesting shit to happen, and I was getting so much pushback, not only but just by everybody. Like, if a token example of that is if you go to the if you look up the Halsey singing "Love Yourself" by Justin Bieber on this Australian radio show, something that has some ridiculous number of views now, like in the high millions, and there's a chord at the end of it that people on my weekly piano channel, they find me, some of them find me because of that, but they're like this weird intersection of artists who are studying but also are into that music and like have a very open mind. And they get to the end of the song where it's just the song is right, simple pop structure, but I throw in this change at the end where it's like this.
And Halsey immediately got dropped by her record label.
And what? What'd you say?
And Halsey immediately got dropped.
Right? But so that chord, people are calling it the Greg chord. And it's
Nice.
it's just a sus7 with the 3 in the melody, because you can drop the bass down a half step and make it. But the funny thing is, I tried to do that every time. Like when we were rehearsing,
Really?
when we were arranging it, I put that in, and I wanted to put it in like the whole, whenever we did the chorus, I wanted to have that chord. And you're right, actually, Russell. It doesn't make any. It's only in a pop setting. It's only good at the end, because
Yes.
it's this like big change and big lift. So they were absolutely right for that. But my like wanting to do this shit all the time I argued tooth and nail to try to put all these things in, and that was the one thing that survived at the very end of the song as like the harmonic interest.
It sounds like the ugly duckling complex there. But you're not actually a duckling, you're a swan. So, you're not. You thought you're in the wrong pond with the wrong birds, trying to do the wrong thing at the wrong time with the wrong people.
Yeah. Well, that's that is.
You're a swan. You think they're ducks. You're not a duck.
I appreciate that. I mean.
Well, I didn't say it was a good thing to sterile. But
well, yeah, swans make a lot less money.
Yes, but you're nonetheless a swan. That's not. They didn't want to play with him. You know the ugly duckling tale?
Is that a question?
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
They didn't want to play with him, and he was like, "What the fuck is wrong with me? Why don't I ever do shit like the way the little ducklings do? I'm a duckling, right? Why don't they like any of my ideas? Why, dude, you're not a goddamn duckling."
Oh, that's so
about-
good. Yeah.
Just FYI, I have to. My Zoom meeting is only allowing me to do this for 40 minutes, so I'm officially off at 6. Just letting you know, in case.
Got you. Okay, cool. That means mine too. So we should wrap this up at some point, because it is past 9:00. But this is good conversation. Ruslan, I do want to have you play on the show at some point. I don't know if now is the time or if another time when you have it all hooked up.
Keep them in suspense. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, we'll have Ruslan back, and we'll have him perform on the show. This is Simon. Do you have any other like? So Simon is the guest host, by the way, and I just want to tell you honestly, this.
Well,
sorry.
No, I'm not the guest host. You're definitely still the host, but
Okay.
I will be the guest host, and you will know when I'm the guest host, because I will definitely take it over
Okay.
if you don't mind.
Absolutely. So Simon will be the guest host, and I'll work out the kinks with the Zoom meeting so that you don't just see Ruslan's beautiful face over there the whole time, even when Simon's talking. Because right now, it's.
I think they wait. Oh, they only see me.
They see Simon too, but Simon's small in the upper right, and you're like big in the middle. And for some reason, Zoom. It's okay. We just get to see your expressions when Simon talks, and
Yep, and my huge forehead, my 12th head.
along with that nice big luscious man bun you got going.
Yes.
Yeah, so
wait.
we can tell everybody that's still on. Hopefully, I pray for everyone's soul that's still watching this. So thank you for staying with us, and I apologize for it being too tedious and boring. But with that said, for the upcoming Thursday show, we have some really awesome special guests that I'm helping to come in on Greg's show. We're also going to be talking about Greg's forthcoming recording on Rope-A-Dope called Peace, some of the interesting collaborations that you'll be having, and whatever topics. I don't want to list any names yet, but there could be. We're working on getting a huge name from a band you might know from Snarky Puppy, and also, a musician signed to that person's label named Serentip might be joining us, and hopefully we can have some others. But anyway, we're going to be doing all kinds of interesting things, and it'll also be recorded for my podcast. So anyway, letting y'all know.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one.
Sweet. I'm gonna tune in and watch. That's pretty early in the morning. Is it gonna be 8:30?
Well, the show starts at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh God. Man, that
Exactly.
snarky puppy guy better be there if I'm gonna wake up this fucking early.
This is
Yeah.
my quest to get musicians to get up early and get off their asses and have productive days. It's like, come on, people, we can do this.
Yep.
Get in your
Especially-
tracksuit.
Yep. Yep.
And we'll know if the hood is on, that means Greg is hungover. If the hood is off, Greg is good to go.
Yeah, exactly. No, my hood is on every morning because I haven't gotten a haircut since quarantine started, and I'm getting the like serious Jufro going on. It's not pretty.
Just do it. Just be you. Be natural, Greg.
I'm
Let it
so
grow.
natural right now. I'm so natural and loving just not showing most of me right now. I can even like just keep that. This is the hungover Greg. If I'm like,
Most of me. Why not show most of me?
someone, I
All
just
right, guys. Well, I'm gonna jump off, but great talking to you.
okay.
And nice
Well,
meeting you.
and what?
And nice meeting you.
Likewise,
Oh,
my
yeah,
friend.
you guys hadn't
We'll
met
meet
yet.
again.
Simon,
All right.
thank you so much for joining us. This is Simon Rentner, everybody, from the Checkout. Check out the Checkout. see what he did there. And
Hey.
It's
and
so corny.
and
Terrible.
WBGO.
I need a splash symbol.
Oh, hey man, I called my band Spirit Fingers, so you know, we're in good company here.
Hero fingers.
No.
All right, guys. Next time.
All right.
Cool, Simon.
Catch you guys later.
All right.
Catch you later, Simon. Rustlin, I think we should end this too before we dig ourselves into even more holes.
Yes.
And
We'll do it.
this was great, man. I really appreciate you joining on here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun to listen to and contribute a little bit as well.
Yeah, man, this was a great conversation. This is, you know what? It's funny because usually there's like, I'm trying to fit in a bunch of playing and stuff, but I've thoroughly enjoyed the just conversation from this morning. I think it helped cure a little bit of my hangover, thinking about things in a critical way.
Nice. Oh, you actually are hungover.
Oh, I actually was. Yeah, it's last night we had a party for my cousin and we watched a Grateful Dead concert that was 4 hours long.
Oh, fabulous.
And,
yeah, those are much better when you're drunk.
Yeah, so we were drinking and eating cupcakes that my cousin's daughter made, and it is just sugar high and alcohol high, and just like
Nice.
it all was way downhill.
All time high.
Yeah,
Lovely. Good for you, my man. Good for you.
thanks,
Keep
man.
it rocking.
Keep it rocking. But tonight I'm getting to bed at 10, getting up at 6 tomorrow, and I will see everybody on this podcast at 8 a.m. PST tomorrow morning. And this was Rustlin Sirota for those of you who have tuned in during this last part. And you can check him out on Rustlin. Where can people check you out?
Well, my Instagram is Rustlin Piano.
Okay,
That's a good place to start, and you'll see the rest there.
cool. I'm just going to type that in at
Sweet.
Rustlin Piano, and I'll send that to the chat bot. That'll send it out to all of the.
Thank you. Yeah, you guys.
Cool.
This is yeah. I can't. It's crazy. I can't really see who's here. You're the only one who knows. To me, it's like we're all chatting, but there's actually people watching. This is amazing.
Yeah, there are people watching, actually interested in what we have to say. Though the deeper we get, the less people want to watch. I'm just kidding. That's not actually true for my audience. There are people who have stayed on throughout the entire depth of the conversation. Anyway, thank you, Rustlin. Oh, I think Rustlin logged off. It's so my Zoom meeting is a little freezy. Look at that face. Oh, I love that that's how it ended. All right. Thanks so much to Rustlin Sirota for joining us. I'm going to go back to my opening view here where you can see my whole setup. I'm going to play you out. Close this other window so I don't see that expression as I'm trying to finish the show. You've been watching Mornings with Greg. I need to make a theme song. If anybody else has an idea for a theme song, I could play the... does it go? I don't even remember. Maybe? I should learn songs before I try to play them. For those of you... That's it. Wait, if I do... Anybody know this song? We also, by the way, have somebody said I got in late. I'm going to go back and watch this. This might be a show that I don't leave on the internet because I talked about some stuff that I try to not talk about too publicly in terms of my relation to the pop world. I sort of try to let them do their thing, you know? Maybe I'll leave it up. I don't know. Who knows? Let it lie in obscurity. There are like 20 of these up. But watch like the one person find it who I didn't want to find it. All right. Oh, this was lovely, guys. Good therapy. Good therapy for a hungover morning. Good to spend the morning with you. Thanks for joining me. I love you guys very much, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. Thanks for those of you who joined me on a Saturday, by the way. Especially those of you in Los Angeles. Jesus, what are you doing up at 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning? You're crazy. Yeah, crazy with me. Thanks for being crazy with me, everybody. Yeah, so tomorrow I'll see you at 8, and there may be another very special guest. I'm talking to a great bassist named Junius Paul about joining one of these days, and who knows, maybe it'll be tomorrow. All right, see you guys later. Bye.